My name is Tyler Dunn, and I will be talking about a mural in Walker Park on a handball court called the Walker Park Mural. It was painted by residents of Fayetteville under the guidance of Joanne Kaminsky and Eugene Sargent. The idea for the mural came in 2002 when members of the community decided that the plain walls of the handball court should be decorated to include stories from around South Fayetteville. Local organizations gathered stories about the area's history to depict in the mural. The stories were chosen to reflect the diversity of voices from within the community. Local government and businesses provided the funding. The painting of the mural was supervised by artist Joanne Kaminsky, who has painted several other works, including a mural at Springdale Public Schools. Kaminsky also teaches art therapy lessons in the area. Artist Eugene Sargent assisted. Other works by Sargent include advertisements for Arcega's Coffee. Most of the painting was done by members of the community, particularly students from Fayetteville High School. The mural is comprised of separate intertwining scenes. Each scene is stylistically distinct from the others, giving the work a diverse and vibrant aesthetic. In the far left, a man's head towers over a scene of a man and his dog. Both are painted stylistically with organic lines, while the man with the dog is drawn with less realism. Adjacent to them, a man drives an oxen cart complete with highly stylized cows, backed by a distant pastoral landscape. All of the colors in the hills have soft and organic lines, and they blend together. A bricklayer, painted to look two-dimensional, built a spiraling brick column whose depth plays with its flat maker. The column divides the first third of the image. Next to the column, a flat skateboarder skates in a park with the three-dimensional and smaller skaters, creating a hodgepodge of styles in the same scene. Above, ghostly gray musicians play traditional instruments, while below, a realistically painted woman reads the Northwest Arkansas Times. Dividing the second and third thirds, a man with a realistic face playing a stylized fiddle forms a line with a post of a house painted with geometric lines. In the last third, a wispy rebel ghost floats above the Confederate cemetery. The ghost is painted to appear intangible and ghostly. A man with organic lines and a strange complexion looks through the ghosts of Confederate glories. Below, two children run smiling through the tombstones of the cemetery, happily unaware of the ghosts of the past floating above them. The Walker Park mural can be analyzed through a Marxist perspective. The production of art is used to strengthen the dominant class of white male capitalists. To combat this cultural hegemony, artists can adopt strategies like representing non-dominant classes and by allowing the working class proletariat to produce art. These are two strategies adopted by the Walker Park mural. The Walker Park mural includes figures from the community. This includes images of marginalized people like women and slaves. Instead of being painted by professional artists working for capitalist patrons, this mural is produced by an inclusive group of the community members who include different perspectives to the art. This allows the art to exist in a space separate and contrasting to capital. The variety of artist skills and styles that worked on this piece give the mural an extremely unique aesthetic quality. However, this variety means it is almost impossible to categorize the Walker Park mural as a whole. Also, it is difficult to make comparisons between the informal and amateur art like this to professional formal art. With these limits in mind, some of the scenes can be examined for their historical influence. This mural as a whole can be thought of as folk art, and many of the artists who worked on this painting, particularly the high school students, have not completed any formal artistic training. Their work, although technically crude when compared to professional art, is extremely unique. The not formalized representation of people and animals confound many techniques for evaluating formal European art, but can be accurately placed in a tradition of American folk art dating back to the 19th century. There are, however, definite historical influences in the field and farmhouse scene in the leftmost third. The background of the scene uses aerial perspective, a technique associated with Renaissance landscapes. The most notable influence on the farm scene is Impressionist. The lack of defined features created by many short, thick strokes is very evocative of Impressionist technique. The artists use many lively colors to make the scene emotional. The indistinct forms and variety of colors are evocative of Impressionist work. The Walker Park mural also has elements similar to the 20th century Mexican murals that conveyed political messages to communities. This mural continues the tradition by conveying social values. By capturing the stories of everyone, former slaves and women included, and by letting anyone paint it, the mural encourages the community to be inclusive. The Walker Park mural is truly a community work of art made by and for the people, even in a place that has struggled with exclusivity in the past. If I had to sum up the Walker Park mural in one word, that word would be quirky. The mural itself has no overarching style. The many artists make each scene unique. Although inconsistent, the contrasting styles give the mural a unique sense of vibrancy. The Walker Park mural functions as a community art for all. The democratic approach to art helps sweeten the diverse and lively piece. The mural's vibrant sense of community attracted me instantly. Although it may not have the professional qualities of a lot of the art studied in this class, the community-oriented mindset of the quirky Walker Park mural has endeared it to me.